Hi, welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. Great to have you in the conversation. Number to call if you want to join the program, 888-589-8840. I want to begin by just closing the loop on our conversation about the homosexual agenda. You know, a lot of the polls out there saying, look, it's over, it's inevitable, everybody's embracing homosexuality, they think it's benign, no big deal, same-sex marriage is fine. Well, listen to this. This is in the state of Louisiana. They have a law on the books, still on the books, which criminalizes sodomy. Sodomy is a criminal offense under existing Louisiana law. Now, the Supreme Court ruling of 2003 said, look, you can't enforce that law, but that doesn't mean you can't have it on your books, and Louisiana still does. You go to Massachusetts, for instance, it's still against the law for people of the same sex to marry each other in Massachusetts. You go to their law book, their law code. I've gone and read it for myself. Same-sex marriage is still against the law in Massachusetts. It only exists because of Governor Mitt Romney and a judicial activist, the Supreme Court in Massachusetts. Now, Louisiana's had this law against sodomy. It's been on the books, and it's still been there for the last 11 years. So there was an effort made to get this thing removed from the law code in Louisiana. Realize now you can't enforce this thing, but, you know, there is a statement that the law is a teacher, that the part of the purpose of the law is to provide moral instruction. In other words, when we make adultery a crime, then we say adultery is bad. That's using the law as a teacher. When we say that breaking into a 7-Eleven and ripping it off is a crime and you can go to jail for it, the law is a teacher. Theft is wrong. That's just what the Ten Commandments teach. So you still have an important function of the law. The law is a teacher, and the legislators in Louisiana recognize this. And catch this. They voted, and this was a bipartisan vote. The legislators in Louisiana voted 66 to 27 to keep the anti-sodomy law on the books. That's overwhelming. 66 to 27. Lawmakers in Louisiana said, we want to still have it in our code that sodomy is contrary to public policy. So don't sit there. Now, a lot of Democrats, let me just count up real quickly how many Democrats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 11 Democrats, and I might have missed some, at least 11 Democrats voted to keep this sodomy law, a law that outlaws sodomy, on the books in Louisiana. So don't try to tell me that the battle is over. These people answer to constituents. These people have to run for re-election. This is in the House, so they're probably all of them up for re-election in November, you know, unless their elections are off years. I don't know how the cycle works there. But these are members of the House. So they got to stand for re-election typically every 2 years. I'm sure they do. So they know they've got to answer to the people of Louisiana for this vote on sodomy. They voted 66 to 27. Let's keep the anti-sodomy law on the books. You know, and I've said I think largely these polls about same-sex marriage are worthless because the indoctrination, brainwashing of the left, they basically have framed the issue that if you're not for same-sex marriage, you're a bigot. You're a hater, you're a hate monger, and you're a homophobe. So when a pollster calls you up, you know that that's what the pollster thinks about you, and that's what you think he thinks about you. So he asks you, are you for same-sex marriage? You don't want that guy to think that you're a bigoted, hate-filled Nazi homophobe. So you tell him what he wants to hear. I think that's basically those questions are not, are you for same-sex marriage or are you against it? Basically, those poll questions are you for same-sex marriage or are you a Hitler-esque, Nazi, homophobic, hate-mongering bigot? And people say, oh, well, in that case, those are my choices. I'm for same-sex marriage. Now, let's grab clip number 3. This is Rory Reid. And, Rob, if we can, let's grab a new segment here if it's not too much trouble.